11.5% of the globe is white, but 16 of the top 25 highest deaths are punishment for past or racist attacks. So there's been an effort by some to inject different discrepancies in sexist issues, identity politics things, of racist issues, of this group is being disproportionately affected by the current pandemic, the current situation that the world is going through. But I just looked at the actual statistics, and it turns out that predominantly the countries that have the highest death tolls from this are white. It turns out that the white people are the ones who are dying the most out of this. So, what is behind this? If you can look in the United States of America and say black Americans are only 14% of the population, but then in certain areas like Chicago, they're like 50% of the people getting ill, like 30% of the people dying. We're looking across the board. They have a lot of people in frontline actual work and things like this. A lot of people who have to be the so-called essential workers. They can't afford to take time off work. They can't work at home. This is putting them exposed to this too much, and it's predominantly this is a sign of racism. This is a sign of structural racism. Then you take that to the globe, and then you find out from reported numbers. Like I said, 11.5 of the population in the world is white. It might be a bit higher if you count half people, although, like, at least with the United States of America, if you're half, like the President of the United States, the former President of the United States, Barack Hussein Obama, he'll be considered black, but he's just as white as he is black. But if you count those people, let's add those. Let's add all the half mixed people. You get up to 15%. There's still 16 out of the 25 highest death tolls from this situation are predominantly white countries. And most of those predominantly white countries are not like the United States of America, where like it's 65% or something like that white. It's mostly European countries. And those European countries, we're talking like 90% plus. It's just white people. So all the people dying in these countries, it's majority white people. Because the immigrants who are coming in are not in that higher age group. They're normally younger people and things like that. So they're not even dying anywhere close to as much. So you have a situation where majority of the people who have died from this are white. So does this mean, let's say it's 30%. That's twice as many as there are white people in the world. 30% of the people dying. Is that sign of racism? I don't think so. There's many things that are going to go into this. I already mentioned with the ages. I think it's going to turn out that a big reason Sub-Saharan Africa has as low a death toll as it is, it's not just in not reporting, but Sub-Saharan Africa has a much younger population than Europe. But then you look at Japan, and Japan has it has the oldest population per capita in the world, yet they have a very low death toll. Now this comes into the other figure. What is Japan counting as an actual death from COVID-19, from the coronavirus? Are they counting like in the United States of America? I just saw a report. I was listening to the best podcast in the world, No Agenda Show, and they were talking about how somebody had like a 0.5% blood alcohol. That is absurdly high. The legal limit in the United States of America is like 0.08. If you're over that, you're not allowed to drive, and it's like supposedly like 2 glasses of wine or something, like two cans of beer. But this guy, I don't know what he was drinking. I mean, he just mainlined to the face a bottle of whiskey or something. But 0.5, and he died from that, and he was found to have had tested positive for corona, and that was listed as a coronavirus death. I'm like, is that really a coronavirus death, or is that just somebody dying from just being himself? Probably should have died earlier. It was 0.5, that's a lot. So you could probably get drunk from drinking his blood. I mean, 0.5 is like higher than like most beers. And like when they say 5% beer, it means like 5 parts out of 1,000 parts of blood is 5 parts. And I think when you talk about 5% alcohol, that's like 5% out of 100 parts of the actual fluid that you're drinking in there. So it's not necessarily sick. But I think you drink enough of his blood, you probably get drunk. But anyway, so the way people are also counting it, I think the United States of America and places like in Europe, they just have better testing. They're tracking things in different ways. And then again, I'm saying with a lot of these things, we need to wait and see at the end and see what comes out. What is the actual figures? Are we comparing apples to oranges? Are we comparing apples to orchards? Like in some cases where somebody says an orchard is just in general, it's like, oh, that's an orchard. We'll count that orchard as one, as an orange. We'll count that as one. When it's majority of that actual orchard is wood, bark, branches, leaves, the grass, the soil, but you're just counting that as an orange. Where like these other people are counting only the oranges. So there's going to be a difference. There's going to be a discrepancy with the actual numbers. So I think we should pause on injecting different kind of identity politics, and this is racist, this is sexist, this is this and this is that and that, this is an attack on these people, this is a disadvantaging these people. Let's wait and give it 6 months, maybe even a year, until we can actually get good figures and we can actually compare like to like and see what comes out from this. So that's it for now. This is part of my shorty series where I expand on shorts and hopefully expand on short thoughts and hopefully engage you in the comment section. So let me know what you think about this in the comment section. There should be links also to a merchandise store wherever you listen to this. I appreciate you taking your time. Like if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it, subscribe and hit the notifications if you're on YouTube, wherever else there are notifications to get these videos. Till next time, goodbye.